People that use Tinder. Got any good bad hookup stories? NSFW. Hey, I'm looking to make $40 today. Do you think that's something you could help me with? No thanks. Not me, but a friend of mine hooked up with the morning weather girl for the local news station thanks to Tinder. I totally suck at Tinder. Met a girl for a one-night stand. 4 months later, we're getting on a plane to go on holiday together. Frocking amateur. My buddy used it. Found a girl. And they've been dating since around Easter. They have a totally normal relationship. Except that we call her Tinder Girl. Currently reading this thread while waiting to meet some girl from Tinder. Based on some of these responses, I will either have a great time or she'll be nothing like her pictures. I will update later if anyone cares. Edit. And she never showed up. Edit 2. Holy shit, thanks for the gold. And for anyone who cares, she sent me a message late last night apologizing, but I just said K, and left it at that. Every girl on Tinder just wants me to follow their Instagram. Frocking pointless. I chatted a girl up that had a nice dresser in one of her pics. I needed a dresser for my new house. She ended up selling it to me for $10. That was a good hookup. Edit. Obligatory thank you for gold. You made my day. Edit 2. Here's the dresser. Imager. Abru gi. I met up with a girl so we could watch Frozen together. We actually watched Frozen together. She was disappointed and I was mesmerized. I'd never seen that sit before. Got talking to a girl on there. We met up for drinks and it turned out to be the best date I've ever been on. We just talked all night and ended with a kiss. I walked her home and then we texted each other till we both fell asleep. It was like being 16 again or something. The next time I saw her, I got a blowthrob whilst we watched Titanic. We dated for 2 months or so and she was great. As was the 6. We wanted different things relationship-wise, so things didn't last long, but absolutely no regrets on my part. God bless Tinder, I say. Man, reading all these stories really makes me wanna try Tinder just for the experience. Finally, something I can answer. I've met 6 girls since I downloaded the app in January. Most have been pretty negative, so it never got past conversation. Then I lost weight. I've experienced 2 firsts in my life thus far. 1. I've had 6 on a beach at night. Complete with sticks poking my ass. 2. Post-orgasm, a girl has patted me on the head and said, "Good job." 10 out of 10 would do again. My friend frocked this stripper with half a shaved head and facial tattoos. She told him that she had been smoking meth all morning and that she had a boyfriend. We later found out that she's also pregnant. My friend said it was the best 6 he's ever had in his entire life. I've had Tinder for 16 months and have still yet to get a message. Not even from spam bots. Moved to Seattle for the summer. Used Tinder to meet people. I've made some damn good friends so far. But I don't think that's using Tinder the right way. My buddy just told me his story last week. Apparently he had it for a while and got nothing. His first hookup was some really cute girl. Showed me pics. That was somehow in the sports industry. She got them special access to a game, then they went to a party at somebody's uber expensive apartment. Rooftop garden in NYC. In the millions. He got a BJ in the bathroom. He is not the guy to brag. But it was over the top enough that he had to share the story. I use it and this is my worst nightmare. Imager. 87CQ Ange. PNG. I met a girl and we met up for drinks. We talked for a while and eventually ended up going to a late lunch. We texted for a couple days and ended up going out again. And she took me back to her place. Easily one of the best times of my life. She's a sweet girl. I hope to see her again soon when our schedule matches up again. I met this girl on Tinder who works part-time nearby my apartment. She's really hot and stops by my place on her way home just to have sex and then she leaves. It's awesome. I went out to get drinks with a girl. I proceeded to admit that I was completely broke and we would have to split the drinks. She not only paid for those drinks, but then paid for the food we later ate. More drinks. And gave me a quality BJ at the end of the night. Thanks. Tinder. Got drunk. Liked everyone. Went to sleep. Woke up. 0 matches. Deleted it in a fit of hungover anger. I am 60 and I know it. And ain't no frockin' app gonna tell me otherwise. I was reluctant to go when she asked me out cause I'd never met anyone from online before. We ended up hooking up and all that. Which was nice. But on my ride home she called me. Not once. Not twice. But thrice. Then she texted me. I fell asleep and woke up with 7 text messages and quite a few Snapchats from her. I attempted to break it off nicely and politely inform her I wasn't looking to date or anything. But she wasn't really having it. I ended up insulting her until she said I was the biggest dig alive and stopped texting me. 3/10. Would probably still do it again. I matched up with a 40-year-old recently single female. And me in my mid-20s. We met up at a bar. Had a drink and ended up making out in the parking lot. A few nights later we met up at her place and watched a movie. Of course. We didn't really watch the movie. She gave the best blowthrob I've ever had in my life and was a squirter. So, thanks Tinder. Installed app. Swiped maybe 10 times. Found my ex-girlfriend. Deleted app. Edit. I really appreciate the upvotes guys. I've been on Reddit for 2 years and I've already doubled my total karma. I don't comment much. But you guys rock. I decided to try it after a thing with a girl I thought I was in love with ended up not working out. Found a very beautiful girl on the app and she was extremely nice and interesting when I met her. The more I got to know her the breachier she got, but I still found her wildly attractive, so I decided to keep on trying to hook up with her. One day while cooking dinner with she explicitly told me that she is a prude and that hand-holding, cuddling, kissing, and sex is only for someone she feels is extremely special to her. She is now subletting my apartment for the summer. During university last year me and my buddies downloaded Tinder. I swiped right non-stop for a weekend and got about 300 matches and messaged all the attractive ones with various pickup lines. I had 2 one-night stands as a result of this, and coincidentally it was the same line that worked on both. Sit on my face and I'll eat my way to your heart less than 3. I'm an identical twin. My brother was visiting me at school and I invited a girl I met on Tinder over. He doesn't use Tinder, but obviously didn't want to be alone for the night, so I used the app to get him a girl too. She thought he was me the entire time all the way up until she left the next morning. Right before she left she asked my brother a question about my rugby team that he just couldn't answer. I got some angry messages afterwards. Edit. My brother and the girl are Redditors too. Let's see if they see this, haha. Thanks. Reddit. I just downloaded Tinder. Never knew what this was before. Also, last week I recommended the name Tinder to my pregnant best friend as a boy's name. I should probably retract that suggestion now. Hooked up with a girl who turned out to be a sister. Sorority thing? Of a friend. We saw Frozen. She called me later that night, trashed and asked me to pick her up, took her to her house. She asked me to stay. Tried to get me to snort cocaine off her breasts. As in, asked me, wanna do cocaine off my titties? Nice girl. Really. But quite messed up. Went on a date with a girl that ended up back at my apartment. The heavy stuff starts. And I find out she's on her period. Frock. So, like any gentleman does on the first date, I suggest shower 6. She's down. Hell yeah. Shower 6 on the first date. Fast forward a couple weeks, and she develops feelings which aren't mutual and puts the brakes on. And we quit talking for a while. Out of nowhere she suggests a hike in a nearby state park, which I later found out was a date designed to make sure 6 didn't happen. We ended up hooking up about 100 yards off the hiking trail back in the woods. The real kicker. I picked a wood tick off of her left butt cheek. Like, it had actually bitten down and clamped on. Mid-6, and to this day she has no idea. Not on Tinder myself as I am not single. But I was going through the ladies with my single male roommate the other night. We decided there are few common components of the Tinder basic female profile that seems to be a template for all the girls on there. 1. Some stupid uplifting quote. 2. Live. Laugh. Love. 3. A picture with your breeches at bar, club, restaurant with drink in hand. 4. Picture in an exotic location. 5. Picture with sports ball jersey. 6. I hate drama. Or a combination of all the above. Or transgender. Jesus, this thread is raining gold. Was talking to this pretty girl and we really connected, so we agreed to go on a date. We dated for a couple of months and she's my girlfriend now. So I'm pretty happy about it. I recently split with my ex-girlfriend. She dumped me. Used Tinder to talk with people. I travel a lot for work. Started talking to this one girl in a city I frequent. We met up one night and had dinner, then went out for drinks. I hadn't gone drinking like we did that night in quite a while. Ended up going back to my hotel room. Last thing I remember is checking in. But we had 6. That I don't remember, so that sucks. Hadn't so since before Tinder existed. But a lot of my friends use it. Female friend met some guy at a local Mongolian barbecue. Frocking excellent food. And had me and my so tag along as strangers in case the dude was sketchy. Things started normal enough. Then when they got their food, he whipped out a butterfly knife and insisted on eating everything with it. He would also play with it while talking to her in between bites. Shwinchu, so you like Transformers? Shink. God is number 1 in my life. Swipes left. As a gay guy who has used Grindr and other apps for hookups, it's hilarious to see how gay people typically use Tinder to find more long-term relationships, but straight people use it almost exclusively for hookups. It's like, I didn't even realize straight people needed an app for that. My Tinder story is that it's full of hookers, spam bots, and marginally attractive women, men, and that it basically sucks. My friend met her now boyfriend on Tinder. I'm happy for her. I got a couple decent hookups. Then got bored with it. I also got a few invites to go over people's houses and watch movies. I wonder what I missed on those nights. This about sums it up for me. Matched with a girl on Tinder. We played League of Legends together. Best support ever. My friend is something of a Tinder guru. She helped me set up my profile and told me how to start off conversations for maximum effect. Ended up talking to my friend loads about Tinder. Ended up banging my friend. Thanks Tinder. I met a guy on Tinder about 3 months ago and he seemed pretty nice. Mostly attractive. Plenty of shared interests and a bit older. We talked for a bit on and off for a few days before deciding to meet up for a date. We went to a park and talked for a bit and then started making out. Both of us got pretty riled up and decided that we should probably frock. So we found a quiet space mostly hidden and had 6. Later I go home and my mom asks me where I went on my date, and when I told, she replied, "Oh, that's wonderful. That's where me and your father got married." Single quote. I defiled my parents' wedding venue by frocking a stranger I met on Tinder. It's both hilarious and horrid. I don't think I'll ever be able to look at their wedding photos the same way. I matched with an extremely attractive girl at college who invited me clubbing, a few days before I was to go clubbing. However, Tinder came up in a conversation and we ended up pulling out our phones and talking about our matches. One guy recognized the girl. She's one of many who mess with guys trying to hook up. Breach. My friend asked a girl if he could paint her green and spank her like a disobedient cucumber. She said, "I'll bring the pickle if you bring the Deagle," and he got laid. Went the wrong way on his way back and ended up on the coast hours away from home, but that's another story. I met a girl on there. We met up and drove around my city for a while until she pulled into one of our sports parks. She wanted somewhere private and I had the great idea of going back to the secluded baseball diamonds and literally rounding the bases while walking around the infield. My buddy found the love of his life on Tinder. Unfortunately, he'd already found her 4 years before at college too, and again at the wedding. The worst one I've had was a 19-year-old girl that messaged me straight away. She was actually pretty cute. That message simply said, "Hey, I'm not even slightly interested in you, but you need to hook me up with your friend in your profile picture." My friend in my picture was my frocking dad. What the frock? I got matched with not 1, but 2 dogs. So yeah, I'd say I'm doing pretty well.